The 2025 draft in Green Bay may be more than a year away, but the city needs your help now to get the community ready to go.
There's a lot of work to do, right? Kristen Allen joining us in the studio. And Kristen, what can people do to help?
Well, Discover Green Bay is actually looking for people to make up committees and do things in the surrounding areas in Green Bay just to help the area look its best when it comes time for the draft here in Green Bay next year. So that starts now. Discover Green Bay is looking for people to join committees to help with the planning process, and that planning process includes everything from figuring out logistics when it comes to transportation and hotels, but even just making sure the downtown areas in Green Bay and other surrounding areas look their best. So a beautification committee would be needed for that, to take a look at things like repairing sidewalks or even planting flowers.
We're a staff of 14, and the Packers have some people that are dedicated to this, but can't take their whole staff. They're running a football team, and those people are all very busy with that. So we're really hoping the community will grab on and say, hey, we can, redo the flower baskets or the planters along Broadway.
And if you are interested in helping out, we do have a link on our website, WBAY.com. And Discover Green Bay also says that the NFL will be looking for an additional 1,800 people who are called teammates. And those people would be working with the NFL, doing things like directing traffic, monitoring entrances to buildings. And more information will be coming on that. And when that is available, they'll have a link on their website for that as well. So
cool chance to be a part of history.
Yes,
right?
for sure. Yeah. Thanks, Kristen. All right. Happy